Hey guys, Kirby Gaming here, back again for another video. Today I'm going to be showing you a adding Mr. deck profile. This deck is, well, very specifically for Master Duel. I was showing this because with this deck, you can, at least from my experience, you can get very easily into Platinum rank. Let me see there. Platinum 1 is currently the highest ranking on here, sadly, at the moment. But yeah, see what we got, a 7-win streak going on at that moment. It's very consistent. Like, here we go, out of like however many, what you guys can count if you want, but out of all these games we lost 3. These are singles, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, let's see, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, so out of 20 games, we lost 3. So I'd say that it's just a little bit consistent. But, guys are mainly here for the actual deck profile. So, I'm going to give it to you. These 3 will be coming very soon for here. We can actually do this one here right now, but I am not fully confident with it. Mainly because the Live Twins Link 4 isn't in this game yet. But I am confident enough to show off the Master Duel adding Mr. list. So here we go. Master Duel, it obviously has a mixed OCG and TCG format, so you are not going to be able to play this deck in the TCG, though I will have another video on that fairly soon. I guess we'll just kind of, is there a way to sort this? I guess we'll just kind of go by whatever comes up. So you run 1 Hiyari, adding Mr. This is just basically the baby one that you'll play. Run 3 Max C. This is like essential for ranked on here. It's way too good. I'm glad this card's not 3 at DTCG, though if it were to ever come back, it would have to come back at 3 in my opinion, just for the fact that it can't be a 1 of power card that if you draw it you'll win, kind of like, you know, let's say Imperial Order, how you can only play 1 of that. Basically whoever gets to that has a severe advantage over the opponent. We run 3 Chi-Chi, the best normal summon of the deck, 3 Ash Blossom. Not only is it good in a sense as it just stops from people searching, it can also counter Max C, which is very important. Run 1 Baruru, 3 Picari, second best normal summon in the deck, 2 Doyon. In this type of format, I find myself liking to run 1 more than 2 as I would in the actual format I run in. But after playing in this format, I am going to be testing out playing 1 Doyon in the regular one. And I'll kind of give you my opinions once I bring up the next deck profile, which will be the actual adding the stir list for the TCG. Run 1 Dunmari, just your Garnet in the deck pretty much. You just send it off of Baruru, and you'll have a negate once you bring out the Arrival. 1 Gachiri. I used to like running Doshin, because I didn't fully get why people ran the Blue Baby. So now I know this one can search this, and they're practically 2 free special summons if you have an Agnes on the field. 1 Nibiru, it's pretty okay. I mean, it's a good card, but I mainly run it in here for a cross-out target, which we'll get to later. But if it does come into my hand, it's not going to kill me or anything either. It's a good card in its own anyways. Run 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, and this, you at least want to run some form of spell and trap removal, because stuff like Vanities and stuff exists. Which I actually used to run 3 Twin Twisters in here, but then the deck became too bricky, and I was already running 45 cards at that point, so I needed to cut them down, which is also why we're running 41 card list, because you need some stuff in here. 1 Terraforming just gets you into your Island, which I think is better than just not running it, because some people won't run it because the baby can search. But I agree with it that you can obviously get Ash there, and then what are you going to do from there? And then you can use this to, just go into the place after getting Ash, or you can use it in order to, like, bait an Ash or something. So I find it fairly good. One Pot of Avarice. I've tested with this card a lot, and I always see it live. I always feel like it's always a card that you can play in this deck. And just for the fact that you just always have so many monsters in the grave. Even though we have more spells and traps in there, we like almost never have spells and traps until at least our second turn. Which is kind of funny, but that's just kind of what I've noticed. And you can get monsters in there fast. I even used this earlier. I already had 5 monsters in the grave, but I really wanted to keep one. So I used Maxi during my turn, so I could shuffle back into Maxi and then draw 2. I obviously use it for Maxi effect, but because of that, I was able to just keep on going into the plays, and I was able to recur it from the graveyard with a Idol Reborn later. 2 Signet Mining. Can't speak today, but I switched from running 2 to 3 a lot. Right now, I'm running 2 because one, I need a lot of points for it, and the other one is that this deck is, if I were to run more cards, like this card wouldn't be like a brick card or anything, but I like to keep this deck as close to 40 cards as we can, and we're already at 41, so only 1 Lightning Storm is just budget option in this deck actually, because you can get it out of a free bundle, which will get 750 gems and 3 what was I? You can get for 750 gems this card and 750 master packs. You can also get that for 1 Ash Blossom and 1 Solemn Judgment, which I did play in this deck for a little bit, but cut it. We've got 1 Eye Contact. It's basically just Pot of Greed. It's a free +1. I'd say only run this if you're gonna run the 3 Island and Terraforming. I know some people like only running like 1 island and no terraforming. In this situation, I would absolutely not run that. But even when people run like 3 island and no terraforming, I would consider running it. But like I wouldn't say to as much. I'm realizing the terraforming is a little bit weird in here, but still it can get you a bait and all that. I'm only saying it's a little bit weird in here because 41 card deck, but if you cut it, it's 40, and all it's doing is searching the spell. But I argue that it could stay in here. It's very good in here. With Eye Contact, just very good if you're running basically 4 field spells at this point. We have 3 I Meet You. I switched from running 2 to 3 of these a lot, but you just want to run 3. It's basically a searching an Ignister monster. The only reason why I sometimes consider not bringing it out is because it is a hard once per turn, and if you kind of just open this and 4 other random cards that you can't use, you're just like, huh, well then I wish this was an Ignister monster. So then you think, why not cut it down to 2 or all that, but it's fine. In Yu-Gi-Oh! You're gonna brick. You have 3 Ignister Island, 2 Called by the Grave. Very good. Counter Maxi, counter Ash Blossom, counter. Can act as a DD Crow if you set it beforehand. It's very good. Also, I mentioned, but if you don't have Ignister Island on the field, you basically can't play the game, so that's another reason why you should probably run 3. 3 Crossout Designator. It's another very good card because counter the Maxi, the Ash Blossom, but I can also counter Nibiru. Pretty much any card in the game it could counter. I've countered a few things with this. I've countered Nibiru with this. There was one duel where I countered a Harpy's Feather Duster for it to protect my Torrential Tribute, which I used later that turn. You can use it on a lot of things. Said the Maxi already, Ash already. There's just a few things that you can do with this, and it's a very nice card. You can even cross out if they're trying to do something, so that's a funny situation. I run 2 Idol Reborn. The one that I go 1 to 2 a lot. It's kind of funny how these are just all where you switch around. But I would say that running 2 is probably the best, just because of free Monster Reborn. I see some people saying, why, if you're running Idol Reborn, why not run Monster Reborn? I say just because this one's searchable, and Monster Reborn could potentially be a brick, though Monster Reborn is technically better. Other than the fact that this can also recur use some spells, but other than that, Monster Reborn is technically better. Other than the fact that's, you know what, those people are kind of weird. They get Monster Reborn fully better. It technically is, but it's technically not. Finally, to end it off, we run 3 French Tributes. I've played 3 Rivalry of the Warlords. Well, Rivalry of Warlords on here. And it just does not work for the 3-trap lineup in this game. It can work on quite a few decks, but like, at least for me, it felt like anytime that I got this out, it was like almost never working, except for there's like 1, maybe 2 times where it worked. One was against Sky Striker, which they popped it. One was against Pendulum Magician, which they also popped it. So, I just do not see this card being used that much. I just rather prefer Torrential Tribute for at least right now. This is going to be probably one of the best side deck cards to use in this deck once you get it in the side deck. But the game is only single duels right now, so we have to deal with this. For the extra deck, run 1 Cyrus Quantum Dragon, run 1 Wind Pegasus, run 1 Light Dragon, run 1 Link Spider. You can use this for a few things. Main thing I use it for is if I get nibbed, I can potentially still continue my play off a Link Spider. I've only gotten nibbed 1 time in ranked. There's not a lot of people that have it yet, from my knowledge at least. But anytime that they did have it, I pretty much had a counter. But the one time that they didn't have it, I just Link Spidered over it and I killed them anyways. Run 2 Hit Rapper and Artist, the babies. Run 1 Cyber Swicken. Run 1 Update Jammer. You can either use Update Jammer or Security Dragon. I used Security Dragon for a long time, but I switched over to Update Jammer just for the OTK potential, and I already had a nib counter pretty much. And plus in this game I can't speak. But this game pushed me to use Update Jammer even more because Security Dragon's an SR and Update Jammer is just a none. So, I mean, I'll stick the Update Jammer. Run 2 Splash Mage. You want to run 2 because you can use turn 1 Splash Mage to just do your regular plays and all that. And then you can use turn 2 Splash Mage as either some kind of combo extender or some kind of like comeback potential or something. Because basically if you get Splash Mage out, you basically get guaranteed access code unless they have a counter. So I'd say Splash Mage is very good in this deck. 1 transcode, you bring it out sometimes. I've been thinking about cutting it, but at this point in time, I still think it's a great card to have in here. Get 1 Dark Templar, get 1 Fire Phoenix. You're basically just playing it for the Achichi search. I never summoned this thing once in ranked. I summoned it once during a friend duel though, but that was about it. I have 1 Axis Kotaker, and finally 1 Arrival. And that is pretty much the deck. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to be coming out with more content of this, more deck profiles, maybe something else, I'm not too sure. But other than that, I will be back on the Duel Links grind probably tomorrow, or I guess it already is tomorrow, so later today I'm going to be going back on that grind. Just I was grinding this game so much that I just didn't care. thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.